Huh? Hello? Hello, everyone? Oh, no! When I begin with that, you know it's going to be a good time. Everyone, today... What day is today? What day is today? It's the 12th. Today's the 12th. Everyone, it's December 12th, 2022. I don't remember when the last time was I played this game. Man. Well, hello. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Starcom Nexus. I fired up the game a little while ago, a few months ago, to show my brother Dave my ship schematics, my blueprints. And then I haven't gone back to the game since then, everyone. It's been a while. Oh, we have hostiles. So let's go ahead and see if I remember how to play the game. Okay, yep, I remember how to do that. That's good. How far away? Oh, how far away are these? Not that far away. We can send a few missiles at them. Can we? Oh my goodness, I've forgotten completely how to play this. There we go. That's my accelerate. Hostiles inbound. Oh, I don't have lasers. I showed lasers to my brother, but I didn't actually attach them. I then went back to this ship. So that's interesting. So the game has a little bug on it. These are flensers, right? Is that what these are? We're gonna flens them. Something awful. What's the difficulty of this set to everyone? Oh God! Power on the shields. Let's gun that down. Send a bunch of these at it. Get it from behind. Get it from behind. Woo! We did it! Alright, everyone. Hello! Alright, let's get that one crew member. And let me add another $1. I don't have the jar in here at the moment. Hold on. I think I'm up to either 78 or 83 bucks as the donation currently. Just a heads up. There's no reason not to put another person on the ship, since we help defend Kite Station. So we want a person. Could use more crew. There we go. That's all for now. Alright, so first off, I think my ship looks a bit different. I couldn't stand the look of the old ship, so it looked a little too ugly for me. So this is the redo of it. So you can just see what I got on this vessel. What do I call this? I think this is a scimitar, is what I call this thing. What is this? Scimitar cruiser is what I'm calling this ship. I think it looks pretty good. Still relying on missiles at the moment. I think if I get a little more research, we'll move over to using lasers for a bit and see what those are like. Right! I think I was out exploring the east side of the galaxy when we had last left off. So let's head back over there, if that's where I left off. Man, what's our current objectives? Missing artifact. We've recovered the golden octahedron. The furry natives lost. I don't think they mean furries as in the furries I'm used to, so I think we'll go and give it back to them. Hard Luck Mine. A mining outpost has offered a reward if we can recover their ward stick. It's a silvery rod approximately 2 meters in length. Okay, let's go deliver the artifact first. I think I know where that's located. I think that is out somewhere on the east, and I think the planet was near the lightning planet. That tells you, by the way, what an impact this game made on me a long time ago when I had played it, that I remember kind of where these places were. I think that's the place, or is this the place? No, okay, so that's the storm station, but this is where we want to go. So let's jump out to here. Hostiles, more sentinels. Okay, well, oh, and even more sentinels. All right, let's go north and deal with these two, and get to the the whirlpool. Oh, flak on that. Oh, that's a big one. They have flak on the back of the ship as well, I see. I don't know if we've researched flak yet, so it'd be kind of neat to get it if we have not done so. Tim, that's a lot of laser. We're just gonna go for it. Oh my god. No, we're not. Okay, we definitely want to destroy that ship. Oh my goodness, that really tore into us, whatever that is. Your missiles, Tim, don't work on it. Oh, they do work on it. It's dead. We didn't get any flak information, though, from it. Alright, this looks like this is a bit tougher. That's a friendly alien there. Would love to talk with him, but we need to destroy these first. Gotcha. So our shields recharge. Grab this stuff. I guess we're going to deal with all of these enemies first. Coming for you. You guys have long range on those. Yes! Oh, nice. Now repair bot. Okay. All right, hold on. I got to write down $3 more. Okay, let's hail the trader. How much resource do we have? In cool waters, we saw you again. Our story was at a turning. Things for things, things for knowledge. What did we do when we swam together? Things for knowledge. No stories. It's all set on stories. Things for things? Man, I don't... Oh, I have my spreadsheet, but I don't know where it's located currently. I think I'm happy with all the resources I have, and I don't need to buy anything else from him at the moment. So take care, guys. Okay. So let's go back up to this and take it. We'll chase those other sentinels back where they came from. What's the difficulty I'm playing, by the way, this on? Can I see? 5. Okay. Right. I think that's acceptable at the moment. Maybe we increase it to 6. Let's increase it to 6. I think we started on 2, and I've been slowly increasing it since then to keep up the excitement of watching these battles, since I'm always a little worried that it's not quite as exciting for you guys who might be watching this. Again, I think I mentioned a long time ago that I suspect you guys are actually just listening to this one than watching me play it all the time. In any case, hello everyone! Man, what a great year it was. I'm not going back there to kill that Flenser. We're gonna go up here. I figured while we're out and about exploring, we'll talk about the games that I was playing this year. I normally would do this with the game Grim Dawn, but I haven't played Grim... Well, actually, I did play Grim Dawn this year, but off-screen. And so I figured we'd play it for this instead, because I've got quite a few games to talk about, both on and off-screen that we played. First, let's deal with these Sentinels, though. Shields up. Charge! Oh, wow. Oh my god, what is that? Let's get away from it, since it's beating us up. Send a bunch of missiles at it. Activate your shields and re-engage. Oh, you're trying to get away? No, no. No, no. You want to play. That means you get to finish playing with us. We're friends now. Best of friends. We're gonna send... Yes, rockets! You did not survive the friendship ritual. We still have combat music playing. There's a hostile arriving from this side. Just a cutter. Alright, no problem. Gun this one down, and then visit the planet. Oh! A comet! We must have already gotten it, because I would have seen the detail that, hey, there's a comet in the vicinity. Whoa, Tim, don't ram into him. I love the sound that the missiles make when they strike them. Alright! Well, let's visit the planet since it's right here, and then we'll see where we're going next. I think we're going to the northeast, if I recall correctly. What have we done already in this world? I don't remember. Oh, it's so great that I don't remember what exactly I did, because I get to fly around and try to remember with you guys. But we should see on the map places that we haven't been to yet. But first, let's land here. Man, wow! Been so long since I've seen the away team get sent down. The furry natives welcome the returning survey team and inquire if they've seen their lost golden octahedron. Yes. Here it is. The villagers are delighted to have finally recovered their missing octahedron. They have little offer in thanks, but treat the survey team to a broth made of local lichen. The team describes the broth as surprisingly delicious. Not 70 units of gold delicious, but good enough to bring back the final hope and spice up the menu. Not everything that you get as a reward will be useful, or give you something that you can help further your ship, or unlock new research. Sometimes it's just a nice bowl of soup. And you know, that has a good place in the world as well. Right, so let's go over to... Oh, well, I do see a massive derelict, which will give me the excuse I need, and since we're in the area, to gun it down for a bit. And I can talk a bit, once again, about some random games I played. But first, the day I'm uploading this, the first of these videos will be December 14th in 2 days. And it will turn out that, as fate would have it, the sequel that the designer of this game is making will be in early access on that day. I've already said so much in the first video, so because I finally got around to recording the introduction to it. I began... No, I don't... Hold on. I don't remember if there's mines out here. I don't think there is. I began to... Wait, my mind left me. What was I talking about? What was I talking about, viewer? I was just talking about something I don't remember. We get neutronium, platinum, and adamantine from this. Yes, we are really glad we're here. We'll just destroy all this once and move on. Oh, oh, right. Okay, I remember now. So it's very rarely, I think I've only done it once before, maybe twice, have I recorded the introduction after I've already recorded some of the video, with the belief that I will still triple check my volume levels before I record the game itself, like beyond just the main menu screen. And so, well, I double checked, of course, everything's good, but the sequel's coming out. It looks great. It's so much what I've seen for early access. It's very rare that I'm excited for a game that isn't released yet. I never get hyped for anything. But this game, I really have enjoyed this game. Even though I took a long break from it, I still have fond memories of my first time through it. And obviously, I began recording this game with you guys after I had just beaten the game, because I liked it that much that I wanted to record it. I felt like more of the world should see this game, and maybe a handful of people will. So I'm going to be watching it now, that the early access development. Now that said, I don't buy early access games, or I try not to, because the game might never be finished. I'm imagining it will be, but I don't want to jinx it, and the game could change dramatically from when it was released now to in the future. I might buy an early access game to encourage the developer to continue at it, but I tend not to, I've been bitten a few times by early access games that were simply abandoned or never worked on again. So on the off chance that happens, which I'm not expecting it will, but I won't get it. I also can't, unfortunately, because that means I'm not playing the early access game, or fortunately, that means I won't be able to recommend the early access game until I actually get around to playing it. But that will eventually happen, I'm pretty sure, assuming that we get through this one together and the next game gets some decent reviews on Steam. I will go ahead and check it out. Right, let's get out of here. Going up north. This is a giant red pulsar. Not pulsar, sorry, a star. And if we get too close to it, we take damage, if I recall correctly. Alright, so over in Ogre Battle 64, I began doing a thing when I was exploring different territory. I would talk about a game, the games that I played back in 2021, and I would try to keep it to about maybe 4 minutes per game. So this way I wouldn't talk about the game endlessly. And I'd talk about something I liked about it, something I disliked about it, if I could think of some things that would qualify. And then move on to the next game. So I figured we'd do that for the games I played in 2022 for the remainder of this series, since I have a ton of them written down here. Both games I played on screen, not as many as what I played off screen. But first, we have, maybe I can avoid them. Let's see. Is it Z? No, C? C. C is, oh, pilot. Okay, we have multiple hostiles. But we're just going to, what are they, by the way? A cutter and a frigate? We can just ignore them. We'll head up here. And I think this is where we left off. Actually, we can cut through the nebula in this direction to reach this. Okay, so let's get started. So, we'll start with the games I've played on screen in 2022. So the first one I played, if I recall correctly this year, was Hedon, a game that reminded me of Hexen or Doom. More like Hexen, given the inventory and how it worked in the game. You played a blue-skinned half-orc, half-demon as a protagonist, and you were avenging your fallen tribe and its sisters, if I recall correctly. A really unique world setting. I've heard it was a free game on, like, I think it's called G Doom or Z Doom, if I recall correctly. And they monetized it, and put a lot of work in it, and I really liked it. I thought the combat was great, the music was good, it reminded me of the old Unreal music, and it turns out it was made, I believe some of the music, by the person who was the music composer for Unreal. So, cool! Oh, that's kind of neat to hear about that. I like the level design. I like different weapons that were in the game. If I had to dislike something about Hedon, it would be that the levels are very confusing to navigate in, and I'm glad that at least the standard Doom/Duke Nukem 3D maps were present when you hit tab to bring them up. And you could also mark, I think, locations on the map, if I recall correctly. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Or at least drop a waypoint to help you remember where you might or might not have been, or where something interesting might be. Let's go take a look at what this agate-looking planet has on it. I see water down there and cloud cover. Oh, look at the giant tree. Wow! Reminds me of Quest for Glory 3's gigantic tree, but this must be much bigger. In the shallow waters of this dying world stands a tree whose size seems to defy the laws of physics. Its uppermost limbs extend nearly 3 kilometers above the surface. Scans show that its strength comes from a complex internal threads that are able to dynamically distribute the weight of one branch to another branches hundreds of meters away. Even after collecting all the data they can from the scans, the survey team spent another hour in the giant shade, taking in its majesty. Oh, amazing. I used to have a willow oak outside my house that was beautiful. Alas, the amount of windstorms that we had seemed to have damaged the tree a bit. It tore a few of the branches off of it, and I became extremely paranoid that I was going to lose the tree in future windstorms here in New Jersey, especially given that we had one that tore several similar willow oaks out of the ground and threw them across the street in other neighbors' yards around here. I ended up cutting it down 2 years ago. Sad. But I am glad it's gone, unfortunately, as I'm not going to be killed by crushing my house. I plan on planting smaller trees in the yard to make up for it. Oh, I hear it! I hear it, where are you? Oh, we're not catching you. Oh, maybe we are catching you? No, you're going, where are you going? You're going to one of these plants or the star. Darn it! If you're going out that way... Nope, you're disappearing that way, so there's probably nothing out there. And nothing near the star. I really like the creepy level in Hedon, where you were imprisoned in a dream and had to avoid the mage hunting you down within it to kill you. And I like the boss fights in it too. I thought it was a really good game. I can give it 2 thumbs up. I can recommend Hedon. I only played through the first of the 2 campaigns. They released a second one for free. If you own the first game, Heart Crystal? Or something like that. But I didn't play Blood Right. I actually recorded 1 episode of it, but never got around to finishing it. So I think we'll try to do that this year. In 2023. And nothing on that planet surface. We were playing Lobotomy Corporation at the very beginning of this year. We stopped sometime in February, if I recall correctly. I began recording the game less and less. I keep meaning to go back to the game, but I no longer have my cork board here to help me figure out who is going where and supposed to work with what and what they have equipped anymore. It would be a lot of work to dig that up and recreate it again. And, well, it was getting kind of grindy too, but I was nearing the end of the game. Maybe I should fire it up again in 2023 and finish it. Oh, there's something else on that planet apparently. We'll come back for it though. I wonder what else we forgot on that. We grabbed research and then we went back to the ship. Maybe there's something about Yggdrasil that would be useful to know in the future. I can't remember where I've been, so I can't say anything else. Alright, let's hightail it over here to these stars. Oh, hold on a second. There's a star system here. Was I there? I was there. Okay. That'd be a long way to go to get there anyway. Anyway, I like Lobotomy Corporation. But it is a bit grindy. And it's one of the games... Oh, I remember now why I stopped playing it too. It's one of the games where you are best off not knowing anything about the game, and you need to resist the urge to look up information about it. Unfortunately, I looked up a little bit of information about it as I saw 1 or 2 memes I wanted to look at. I then watched a musical video, which was fantastic, called Lobotomaroo, I think is what it was. And I saw a bunch of other... What are they called? I can't remember what they're even called now. The monsters. And man, I wish I never looked them up. Because then I started watching a few videos on the Lobotomy Corporation. And then I played Libraria of Ruina. And I saw the ending of the game. Because it's summarized for you in the beginning of that game. And then I was like, okay, well, forget it. I was going to look up the rest of Lobotomy Corporation. And I learned all about the other monsters. And what they are. How to avoid certain ones of them. What they do. And so on and so forth. Wish I never did it. Because I got up to as far as I did blind. And it was great. Man. The internet is a blessing and a curse. I had a great time watching all those movies. But, oh. For the Lobotomy Corporation, I really felt like if I had to dislike something about the game, it's the controls. I really feel like, oh man, there should have been some other way to do that. Because trying to manually micromanage your units to move them, to get them safely away and so on, is very painful. Thankfully, the game lets you pause most of the time, but there are some things you will fight where you cannot pause the game, they disable it. And that's just, come on. That's really mean, game designers, to do that. It's probably beyond me to be able to beat the game and every single one of the core meltdowns that occurred. So I was playing to at least beat Gabora's core suppression, and then continue to the end of the game, not do the others, and see what ending we get. I really like once again, the not knowing. It's like walking through a minefield for the first time, where you're pleasantly surprised sometimes by what you step on, as it were. I can recommend Lobotomy Corporation, but you're probably going to want to have something on in the background eventually, as you go through the motions each and every day. Most of your time will also be spent working with the first anomaly, I think they're called anomalies, that you get. Hello? And we made it up here already? Kinda did. Actually, we did. Three planets. A giant X. I forget what that is. What type of symbol that is. And hostiles. Alright, let's... Oh! What are you? Remote relay. Scans suggest this is a deep space listening outpost with optical and microwave detectors focused on the nearby nexus. It has several databanks, presumably storing whatever information it collects. Try to access the databanks. The relay has some kind of security system that purges memory banks when we try to access them, but we were able to access some of its control code. It's extremely sophisticated and offers valuable insights into AI design. Also, surprisingly, there were a few bytes in active memory that translated directly into Starcom Standard. Neologic Control System. Century Series. Since we're close to this planet, let's go to this one first. I don't see that's not getting any closer to me. That might be a Sentinel base. Oh, I just missed you. A dust ball or desert planet, nothing on it. So as long as there's hostiles present, I guess we can talk. No, because we're about to hit another undetected planet. It is a base. Okay, let's deal with the base first. Swarmers. Look at them all. If we do enough damage to that shield, Tim, you're going to want to... Okay, actually we did. Charge. Took down our shields. We'll be okay. I hear a missile. Ooh, we got a part of it destroyed. Hear more missiles. Just circle back around, Tim. Strafing run on it. Nice. Destroyed another, I think, laser turret on it because it stopped firing it. No, we didn't. It still was too active. Get some distance. Try. We're gonna get ya. Oh, I just realized I have my thrusters on the entire time. It helps him if we aim the lasers at the enemy base. Just saying. And those drones don't stand a chance against the withering fire I have until they launch another group of them. Oh, there's a lot of them. Gotcha. Ooh, that one looks interesting. What is that? This is a key component to understanding autonomous drones. Still not quite enough data to begin research. Well, while we're outside this Earth-like planet, let's see what they were guarding above it. There is something on it. Oh, a ruined city of some sort. I love the look of this. Reminds me of the Tripods book, or in the Sword of Shannara, when Alien had led his band into a ruined city. This temperate world was home to a space-age civilization until very recently, probably no more than 300 years ago. The team's archaeologist observes that the technological level of the attackers was significantly above anything observed in the ruins, suggesting the devastation was not self-inflicted. Nor did it inflict total extinction. Scanners detect bipedal creatures watching the team's movements from the ruins. They're probably terrified of us, so we'll try to make contact and be peaceful. After several unsuccessful attempts, the team's xenoculture expert is able to coax some of the creatures within a few dozen meters, although they remain within the tall grass where their natural camouflage renders them nearly invisible. Via the universal translator, he learns some of their history. Long ago, the gods had sent their ancestors 3 rules. No one may visit the Black Island of Eos. Neither you nor your descendants may ascend to heaven. Anyone carrying tools or swords forged from the star will be struck dead. Not allowed to visit a planet or access some type of information. Not allowed to develop space travel. Can't use certain types of weapons, is my guess, for what these people's ancestors were told. When the xenoculture expert tried to give them a standard issue survival kit, the creatures suddenly fled. Try to capture one of the creatures, we don't have a choice. The team security chief sets up a non-lethal stun field, baited with a bit of cake she had for some reason. After a few hours' wait, the trap is sprung. The creature is a slim humanoid covered with a translucent fur that offers incredible chameleon-like camouflage. More shockingly, mitochondrial analysis shows that he is human, or at least his ancestors were, no more than 6,000 generations ago. When he recovers from the stun field, he is clearly terrified and either unable or unwilling to communicate, so the team releases him. Return to the ship. Once again, more proof, I believe I've mentioned it at this point, that there is some sort of time travel happening here. I think we need a little more research done and or discovery in order to unlock the topic with our commanders. I heard something warp in. It's a cutter. Something on this completely barren rock of a planet. Let's see what's down here. From a high altitude, the location of the anomaly shows the clear markings of an old impact crater. The team sets the lander down on the eroded lip. A search of the large crater reveals massive amounts of titanium of an artificial origin, but nothing else of interest. 21 titanium. I love the discovery of the game. I like the look of all the armors and different types of weaponry as well that you could get. The game's got a huge following, apparently, too, for Lobotomy Corp. And I really liked putting together I did like putting together the cork board and tracking what everyone was doing. I really like developing spreadsheets and numbers and mats or information, keeping grids of different numbers. I love it. I love tracking all that stuff. The more fiddly, the more information, the more things I can do in a game, the more I tend to like it as well. So, Lobotomy Corporation definitely filled that itch. I can give it probably 1 thumbs up instead of 2 for Lobotomy Corporation, if only because the game does get very grindy, and because if you're going to look up the anomaly information, whatever they're called, it's going to ruin the purpose of the game, which is to experiment and learn it all. But there are some creatures that are... They are run-ending creatures, is what I would call them. You get one of them in your lab. Oh man, good luck. You're gonna really need it. All right, we're gonna have to deal with this Flenser. Flak on that one. Give us your flak information. Oh, I think we got it. I think that's it right there. Is this it? Nope, wasn't it. Okay. Oh well. All right, let's go back to the planet. We played through Thief Gold this year. Again, this is, I think, the 3rd time I went through it. And I swear, viewer, it's been the... like 10th time I recorded most of the game and had to reshoot it thanks to darkness levels on the YouTube viewer player being different than what's on my computer because it was so dark you couldn't see anything. So I had to re-record Thief Gold almost all the way through. Twice. The good news is that gave me a lot of practice with the levels. The bad news is it didn't help me very much for some of it, but it was fun. I don't really... So, I'll be honest though, I prefer Thief Dark Project over Thief Gold. It's more of a, I'm going to use a really awful word here, streamlined experience, because they remove some of the levels that I haven't, the extra levels added in Thief Gold are 3, and I don't like them very much. I understand why they were removed. Not as much attention to detail was put in. The levels are confusing to navigate in, and very difficult for you to try to ghost past guards, if that's what you're attempting to do, given the awkward patrol routes in them compared to other missions. But it's still a good game. I still like Thief. It's one of the only sneaky games, stealth games I've played, where I feel that they absolutely got everything correct. The atmosphere, the sound, what it feels like to be a thief, as opposed to a murderer. Although you could definitely play the game that way if you wished. But I like Thief Gold. I can give it Thief Gold 1 star up. Thief Dark Project would get 2. Thief Gold probably should get 2 because it's still a really good game. And you can use a cheat code to just bypass the... ooh. More of these seeds. Hello? Judging from the decay of various near-stable isotopes, these seeds have been in space for roughly 75,000 years. I think I was marking down... I don't think it does matter. I think I mentioned that before, the last time I found some seeds. We'll mark them down. The Thief series itself is phenomenal. It's my third... All the first 3 Thieves are amongst my favorite games. They have to mark... I tie all 3, because they're basically the same. Although Thief Deadly Shadows was presented a bit differently, I still feel that it keeps the same type of experience in it. On that note, I probably should move Thief the Dark mod to the same category, my third favorite game of all time, because they did a phenomenal job. Oh, there's another. The only thing that will launch those is an enemy. Oh, what the heck is that? That's an enemy base. But there was some sort of like sniper laser there briefly. Wow, look at the size of this one. No flak and no shields on that one, huh? Oh, nope, there are shields on that one. That looks like a massive cannon that it is powering up. We will want to stay on... we want to stay away from it. I'm flying, I guess, on this other side of it. Okay, got that support vessel it had. Let's make a strafing run on it. We can't stand to take too much fire. Just avoid that cannon. If it could change the rotation that it had, this would be a lot more dangerous than it is. Deal with these swarms. Get rid of another one of its drone bays. No, we cannot. Oh, nice. We set it on fire. I think it will repair, though, so we need to keep harassing it. That's interesting. I always thought it was the case, and it looks like it that if we their shields, they activate them when they're like at half strength. Oh, we have another friend. I want to deal with that first. So I don't want to be lasered all the time. Yes! Don't power off the shields when you're so close to it. It's a good way to lose more people. Got it. Woo! Ooh, that's something sparkly. We found a fragment of a reflector capable of withstanding very high temperatures. But not... Oh, the fragment we discovered could be part of a powerful weapon. We need more pieces to have a chance to build our own, though. You can earn or build the Yamato cannon with that, effectively. The weapon it was charging up. We'll want it eventually, I think. And what was it guarding? Interesting. Another human-like planet. Or a human-like planet. A planet that looks like Earth. I see water on it and cloud cover. Looks like there's some trees down below as well. Judging from the green I see around the equator. Although not what we land at. After digging away several meters of dust and stone, the team uncovers a heavily armored bulkhead-style door. Fortunately, its locking bolts aren't engaged, and the team is able to wedge it partway open with creative use of the lander's loader. There is a loud hiss as a hermetic seal breaks. Inside is what seems to be an abandoned base. A map near the entrance shows the layout. The universal translator is unnecessary. It's labeled in Starcom Standard. Let's start with the crew quarters and see how these people lived before we go to some of the more heavily, potentially guarded areas. At first glance, the crew living quarters look similar to those on most Starcom bases, but mostly empty and clean. On closer inspection, the team finds some oddities. Everything is of a much higher quality. Even the bed linen is made of an advanced synthetic weave. The durability of the materials makes it difficult to tell how long the base has been sealed. Check out the research lab next. The lab, while sharing some similarities to the one on Kite Station, is considerably more advanced. Most of the equipment seems to have been removed, including, sadly, the lab's central computer. But even the small items left behind, like sample collectors and portable spectrometers, are far superior to what the survey team is accustomed to. Everything looks like it was cleaned yesterday, but the team's engineer suspects it's been much, much longer. Command Center. Apart from the general shape of the room and the outline of a central briefing console, there's not much to suggest this was once the base's command center. Almost everything has been carefully removed. After a thorough inspection, the team's engineer discovers something that was missed. The base has a hard connection to an antenna on the surface. Halfway between, deep in the bedrock, she finds the equivalent of a signal booster. In its buffer is a copy of the last message transmitted. Commanders, we are boxing ourselves into a very tight corner here. We've locked the Sentinel's directives so no one individual can ever override them. If things go badly for us, their failsafe kicks in and they'll annihilate any humans on sight. We had a bit of a pattern of our plans going off the rails, as it were. So we've given ourselves an out. The directive lock can be reset with a key. The key can be found by brute force using a quantum cluster in about 5 billion years. Each of you has been given a data crystal. Besides your assignments and related specific technical data, each crystal has an algorithm. If enough of you or your appointed successors can agree, you can break the key quickly. Obviously, this should not be taken lightly. Our ranks have already been broken twice by the traitors. Others will be lured away, I'm sure. If everything goes according to plan, we won't unlock the Sentinels until Trinity is go. Good luck. This is the last message you'll receive from me before the jamming starts. In addition to the voice, is an encrypted file. Have the team head to the armory. It takes the team quite a while to cut through the neutronium-reinforced door to gain access. Once inside, it's clear that this section was thoroughly and methodically cleaned out before whoever it was left here. At least the door had some neutronium. Return to the ship. That base seemed to have a lot of important information. Maybe we should head back to Kite to update the Commodore. I agree. But first we'll deal with this cutter and visit the last planet here. The last planet here, Tim. You said the last planet here that you didn't go to it. A red dwarf. Is that right? No, that's the name of us. That's a sun. This is just a desert planet. No anomalies detected. There is another star out here, but we'll come back for that, I guess. Let's head back to Kite Station. Yeah, once again, the Thief series, made in the year 2000 or so, 1999 or 2000, I just can't believe how good it still is. I mean, well, I did install mods on it too, to make it look a lot better. I installed the HD pack and the Thief Fix, which addresses some of the issues the game had on launch, fixing rope arrows in particular. But it was great, man. The undead creatures are frightening. You feel like a thief when you play it. And if you don't murder anybody, Garrett is a great character to enact the master thief he shows that he is. Fantastic game. Fantastic game. I guess I'll give Thief Gold 2 thumbs up, not just 1. But if I had the choice between Dark Project or Thief Gold, I would always pick Thief Dark Project, hands down. No questions asked. We played Antarctica 88. You guys remember that? At the beginning of last year? I give it 1 thumbs up. It's a pretty awful game in that it's, oh man, it's a port to PC from apparently a Cell game or what have you. And it's not a well-balanced game. It had volume issues and the story was silly. But oh, for what it was, you know, the designers, developers of the game, you know, they realized they were making like a bad game and they just went with it. And I liked it, despite the fact that I'll never play it again. But I had a great deal of time. It's one of the rare times where I play a game for the YouTube solely. Like, once I began playing it, I'm like, this is silly. We're gonna absolutely finish this. And it was great. I loved it. But I also can't really recommend the game because of how bad it was, some bits of it at least. And like when you reload into the game, all the creatures respawn in the area you were in. And that sometimes means the creatures is right there on top of you, killing you. Ammo doesn't respawn either, so you can very quickly end up dying if the situation goes south very quickly. But you do get a flamethrower, and it takes place in the Arctic, and you're fighting things out like the Thing. So, man, you get to pretend that you are flaming those horrible monsters from John Carpenter's The Thing. So I loved it because of that. Alright, Station Commander Miranda Price wants to speak with us. Welcome back, Commander. Your survey of that base was quite eye-opening. I've reviewed your logs, and the command crew are all in agreement that we're not in Kansas anymore, but are divided on where and when exactly we are. Do you have an opinion? I think we've been pulled into the far future. I agree with you, although Pilwood and Chang have different opinions. Sorry, Chiang have different opinions. One thing we can agree on is that the Mooring Star has been here a long time. Not only that, she's acquired technology significantly ahead of our own, including the creation and control of these Sentinels. For unknown reasons, there was a failsafe scenario that directed the Sentinels to eliminate humans on sight. Wherever we are, and whatever events led to here, the #1 priority is to find the keys that will allow us to override their programming. Not only are these machines an existential threat to us, they probably hold the answers we're looking for. We know the keys were originally distributed on data crystals, although it's possible some might have been transferred to another medium. It's just data after all. We don't know how many have survived, but fortunately we know we don't need every single one. It seems likely they may contain valuable additional research data, though. The encrypted file you received from the base was protected with a basic Starcom authority code, so I was able to access it with my rank credentials. It contained data that we now recognize as Nexus coordinates. Quite a few of them, in fact. I transmitted them to your first officer. Since these were transmitted to Morningstar officers, we know they had key algorithms. They're our best starting points. Now, out there and find those keys. Hey, Pillman. I'm not sure if you knew this, but we were recently pulled through a rift in space that wiped out most of our databanks. As you might expect, I have my hands full. How'd you get that scar? The tissue on the right side of my face has been worn away by a litany of inane questions. Is there anything else? Oh, he changed it up a bit for us. At least I think he did. Oh, no. I'm sorry. We did not. Oh, actually, we never asked him that question before. That's right. We were always asking about the pottery. I never asked him about his scar. Okay. Have you checked out that pottery we brought in? Pretty interesting, huh? No. I'm plagued with constant interruptions. Is there anything else? How do these Sentinel keys work? I wish the Commodore would stop calling them keys. They're not keys. Someone locked the Sentinels with a very difficult encryption system. That system has one key to unlock it, but it would take billions of years to try all they keys. Brute force, as it were, except in this case, the Sentinels would literally be using brute force on you while you were trying. They create a set of algorithms that restrict the search space. If you have enough of the algorithms, you can eliminate all but one key very quickly. The clever bit is that if you have one less than enough algorithms, it still takes billions of years. Is there anything else? So where and when do you think we are? As implausible as it may sound to someone with only a rudimentary understanding of physics, I think we're in the distant past. We left our home weeks ago, yet the mooring star has apparently been here for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Moreover, evidence of her crew seems scattered over time and space. Why can't we be in the far future, and the mooring star never traveled in time at all? Starcom and humanity have spread across the galaxy in our time, yet here, the only trace of human race we've ever seen has been connected with the mooring star. If we were 100,000 years into the future, we should still see traces of our civilization. Our galaxy is littered with trash. Oh, so he's saying we must have spread everywhere, or in such a large abundance of places where we had been, that it would be hard for us not to find clues that we existed before. But if we were sent to the past, there's enough stuff here that we haven't yet populated most of the galaxy. So, another galaxy then? We were thrown to a galaxy a million light years away, miraculously the same galaxy as the mooring star, and one whose particle density coincidentally matches our models of the Milky Way a few billion years ago. Occam's razor, Commander. Time travel is not so far-fetched as you might imagine. The Lee-Tyson experiments demonstrated it's possible so long as you can calculate the waveform that resolves our paradoxes. True, it took a Seraph cluster working for a year to send a bit back 1 minute, but the principle is proven. Is there anything else? No. I'll let you get back to your research. Hey, what can I help you with? What's your opinion of where we are? I'm not really sure. I'm an engineer, not a physicist or archaeologist. I think the rift pulled us into another dimension or alternate reality, one where the history is different and the mooring star fought some terrible war that humanity lost. I hope it's not the case that we're trapped in our own past like Pillman thinks. Because we could erase our own existence? No, because it would mean Pillman was right again. The man is already insufferable. Was there anything else? I remember laughing for a good, 4 minutes the first time I had read that. All for now. Thanks. Alright, so we finally have I was just talking about this. We finally got the option to talk about time travel. And what Pillman thinks, what Commander Miranda Price thinks, or Engineer John Chang thinks, one of them is correct. We'll find out which one as we go forward. We got a lot of research points. Let's go ahead and spend some of this amazing stuff. So, I think it's time we finally work on a little bit more of our speed stuff. I've been putting a lot of points on my weaponry. So, why don't we take metric compressors? Further increases our ship's deep space boost to get us from place to place a little faster. I wouldn't mind having more turning speed, so we'll get Quantarian comprehension, sorry. Greatly improves ship turning ability. We're doing fine without it, but this should help significantly. We are firing lots of missiles. So why not increase the damage that they do? Total matter energy conversion. Antimatter warheads. $300 left. Let's keep working a little bit on our lasers then. And I mean lasers, not our plasma turrets. So where is that? That is here. I would like at least 2 of these upgrades before we go ahead and purchase lasers, begin using them. Lens acceleration. 50% increase to beam recruitment speed. When I use lasers, I use lots of them, and this will let more of them fire faster. With 250 left... Oh, we could grab more armor. Increases the protection given by armor modules to themselves and neighbors by plus 200. Stacks, or... gives all modules an additional plus 75 armor rating. I tend to build ships that always benefit from armor modules. They always have at least something that is around them, giving them added protection, as in our current ship. So why don't we spend it on the 200 armor? Okay, without any new weapon systems yet, we'll just go ahead and leave the station and head back out there. And I think what we'll do, because I feel like we've been playing for an hour already. Oh, and here's the places we need to go if we want to get more of those keys. I think... Oh. Interesting. I just realized some areas I did not explore. Very interesting. Okay, let's get to here. That white dwarf that we left behind. We'll explore anything in that system, and then we'll call the session. Wow! Oh my goodness! We turn rather quickly now. Nice. That's all I got. We played in 2022 the Occult Chronicles, because we always play the Occult Chronicles every year. It's a game I play on my channel for Halloween. I play it through once, sometimes twice. It takes about six or seven videos to finish a game, about 8 hours or so. It's a roguelike where you are exploring a haunted mansion. You are a investigator working for the Odd, the Occult Detective Directorate, if I recall correctly. It was made by Vic Davis, and one of the few games I purchased directly on his website, Cryptic Comet, over a decade ago. I unfortunately cannot recommend the game, because it's very repetitive, and I don't... It's going to sound really bad to say this. It's not balanced very well either, and the main game portion of it, the card game you play to meet challenges and beat them, kind of plays itself for the vast majority of the game. I feel as well that the game really, you need to build a balanced character, and the game is set up specifically to try to make that difficult for you, given that if you fail to succeed in any one particular area, that one particular area will be your downfall eventually in the game. So I don't recommend Occult Chronicles, but I still like playing it. I don't regret buying it, and I would easily buy any other games that Vic Davis from Cryptic Comet would ever make. Even if I ended up not liking some of them, I still really enjoy that man's imagination and his ingenuity to come up with... Ingenuity, there we go, say that word properly. To come up with some really unique systems for his games and try to experiment with certain things. I feel that most of his games should have had more time in the hopper, though, to balance them a bit better. Alas, I believe he stopped working on any of his games for quite some time ago, and the tool he used to work on them, which like Adobe Director, no longer exists, so he can't modify them any longer. I like the theme, the music for the game. I like the writing very much, because Vic Davis kept... Oh God, what was that? A comet is what that was. Okay, that was a comet. We'll try to catch the comet as well, I suppose, while we're out here. Comet, within 2,000 AU. I thought we were attacked by a giant laser for a second. Okay. What is this? Sentinel frigate. Okay, let's deal with the Sentinels, so then we'll talk a little bit more about Occult Chronicles as we go around and explore what's out in this sector. Our missiles picked up more damage as well, Tim, so that will hopefully come in useful. Frigates have a single laser on them. What is that? We'll take a look at that in a few seconds. Or maybe a minute or two. Dealing with these enemies first. Charge! You're a big boy. Oh, I was at the base. I forgot to pick up more people. We could probably give that guy some tips about how to, and when to fire missiles, given that he did a pretty poor job firing them at us. You're not getting away, Fledzer. Oh, that was a... That was a frigate, actually. Interesting name for that vessel, given that... I never think of frigates as being large, weapon platforms, as it were. Flak on that. We want flak! Give us your flak! Give it to us! Maybe we already have it. I didn't notice. No other suns out here from what we can see. Not in the immediate area. Gas giant. Rather grayish looking. And nothing on it. The writing is a mixture of both funny and serious. I feel like if he had differentiated some of the later creatures in the basement, the final levels of the game, it would have helped somewhat. But as it is, you tend to encounter very many of the same encounters, in fact most of them, every time you play the game, which means that at about your third time playing through it, you will have seen everything that the game has to offer, generally, and the gameplay doesn't differentiate between when you play it. It's one of the reasons why I play it only once a year, because I very quickly become, well, I don't want it to overstay its welcome, and I don't want to get bored playing the game, and the second time through would be a little too similar to other runs through the game. But I do like it for what it is. I call it a guilty pleasure of mine to play it every year, and I respect Vic Davis's designing of the game. is making it, and I think it's a fine roguelike if you don't mind the repetition. But I do feel that the minigame in it is a bit too... It's too... it's hands-on. But really, it comes down to... odds. Oh, comet! Oh my god, we got it! The self-illuminating bright green color of this comet seems to come from a novel phenomenon related to Casimir effect generated between outgassing particles. We should be on the lookout for more variants of these. Holy crap, what a happy accident that it flew right past me. I forgot all about it. And there's a jamming station here. Nothing detected on this planet, which looks Earth-like. The station is emitting a chaotic signal at a similar frequency to the cosmic background radiation. It's doing so in a way that makes it very hard to triangulate the source. This autonomous station appears to be monitoring something in deep space and is generating a diffuse high-entropy signal to jam it. Its systems are quite advanced and encrypted. It seems the only way to stop it is to destroy it. Do we do so? Have we met any others of these? And have we destroyed them, I wonder? What does that look like? Noise station is what it's called. It would take me too long to see if any of these are also a noise station. So I think we have destroyed them in the past. Destroy this one as well. Alright, everyone. Why don't we stop here? And in the next episode, we'll head on up to this spot. Oh, actually, we have... Oh, no. We could take the jump gate here since we know where the jump gates are. But I want to fly up there and see if we find anything on the way. But we'll do that in the next episode. So thank you guys for watching. It's good to play this game again. And I will look forward to seeing you all and talking to you in the next one. Take care, everyone.